how I posted 20,000 videos on YouTube. Step 1. After I finished my A-levels in Germany, I figured I could write a few things. In German class, I already had written some essays and 1 or 2 speeches. And this was really something that not only I seemed to kind of like, but it also gave me better grades compared to writing text summaries. So I already had 1 or 2 essays. And also, while doing my A-levels, so at around the age of 17, 18, I figured all these other people that write books, why can't I not just be like them? So I began writing a book. The first one was an attempt at kind of a motivational book. Retrospectively, really terrible. But also, who am I to say it's terrible when I still haven't finished it? I wrote a couple of pages until eventually I stopped, because the problem was that every book is just a snapshot of what I think. And so, as what I think evolved, I wanted to rewrite the book all the time. So I would have needed to restart the book, because my thinking is always evolving. And so the book would have been written by different versions of myself. The second book I started was a fictional one. It's called Lorian and Water. And now, about 10 years after initially writing down the first couple of ideas, I turned this book into a series, which I currently produce on Sora. I have 2 versions. It actually should be kind of a teenager's book, but on Sora it seems I cannot create characters that are minors. So for now it seems I need to either do it with grown-ups or have no other option. But I also began to watch YouTube. Not necessarily because I discovered it, but more like YouTube, as we know it today, did not really exist when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, it was just a terrible page. A couple of music videos, a couple of fail compilations, and that was YouTube. So eventually, I also discovered TED Talks. And then the first YouTubers kind of came along, and I figured I want to do this. So I began experimenting with the camera I had, previously mostly for taking pictures. But I simply could not figure out how to record decent audio, because old cameras, or rather old lenses, did have a sound when the lens was focusing. And also autofocus, which simply assures that the thing one is filming is in focus, just was not a thing, at least in DSLRs before the Canon EOS 70D. So while I did have a camera, the camera did not have autofocus. And even if it would focus, because I then did have a 60D, eventually for my 18th birthday I got the Canon EOS 70D, one of the first DSLRs with good autofocus. But I did not have lenses with silent focus. So again, I could not really record. And the phone I had, an HTC Desire X, was also not necessarily the right tool to produce for YouTube. So basically, I did not really have a good option. Maybe I could have made it work somehow, just like I had produced videos with my friends when a child, but it was only when my camera crashed. And instead of buying a new camera, I would buy a more expensive phone, the Galaxy S10 at the time. Finally, sufficient